I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I don't like writing chord progressions. I've been producing music for 10 years. I have 3 degrees in music production. I took music theory for 3 years. I don't like writing them. I make bass music, I make dubstep. They're typically just some sort of a ambience or vibe into the main drop, which usually does not include a lot of theory. If anything, I'm playing off like the root, the third, and the fifth. With that being said, I found a tool and it is my absolute favorite Ableton Live plugin ever, and it's called Crux Chords. And basically what it does is allows you to describe a chord progression and it makes it for you based on how you describe it. So basically the way it works is you'll go and it'll have a prompt and you'll say, I want a hip hop chord progression in D minor or whatever it is. And it's going to give you a very good starting place for your chord progression. Now I want to note, this is a MIDI generation tool. So it's a good starting point for your chord progression. So before all the haters hop in, you're not writing music, whatever. It's giving you a skeleton or a bass line for producing your music. So MIDI is meant to be changed. When you buy MIDI packs, you're meant to be altered and put different instruments on and everything. If you're just taking MIDI cut and paste, then that's kind of lame. That's why they're MIDI packs instead of audio packs. Also, super big news for you guys. Starting 2026, I just launched a school community. So this is completely free to join. It's basically a producers community where you can hop in, get questions answered, get track feedback. Myself and a number of other well-suited producers are going to be in there to help you guys network with other producers. There's free courses in there. There's a free Ableton Live mastery course. There's an introductory music production course. There's a free mastering course. If you're stuck as a producer or stuck in the YouTube trap of learning different stuff every day and not getting anywhere, there's also a paid tier which gives you access to a complete music production education, weekly live track reviews and calls, Q&As, join others in a monthly track completing challenge, hop in on calls where I'll work on you guys' tracks and give you live track feedback. Super cool stuff. So again, free to join. The link's in the description. Let's get into the video. Basically the way it works is we just explain to it what we're looking for and it's going to generate that for us. So we're going to be as descriptive as possible and specific. Here we have a decap drum loop at 87 beats per minute, kind of like a hip hop vibe. And right now our track is set to be in the key of D minor. So we're going to come in here, we're going to come to the prompt box and just going to basically talk to it in natural language here. So I'm going to say, what's up, Crux? We're working on a hip hop track here that's at 87 beats per minute and it's in D minor. We're looking for kind of like a background piano chord progression that we can build off that's going to sound good in kind of a hip hop context. So again, specific and in natural language. And then what we're going to do is we're going to hit this arrow. Based on what we said, it's going to recommend us a chord progression. If we're like, okay, this looks good. That's pretty good. It's pretty hip-hoppy to me. Yeah, let's work off it. So like we were saying, we don't want to just take this and run with it. It's MIDI. We can change it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to, first off, let's add a nice little strum to it. So I'm going to select these and give it like a nice little Scott Storch kind of like strum into the different notes. And if there's anything we don't like I don't really love this chord, again, it's MIDI, so let's invert this note and see how we like that. Dope. I like that a lot better. For those of you who don't know, an inversion is just moving it down an octave. So I shift arrow down, and then it's the same note, it's just in a different octave, which I like the way this sounds more. So the cool part about having MIDI like this is now we can basically use this MIDI and build our entire track off it. So if I duplicate this, let's now create a bass line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete all the notes that aren't the root note. So we just have this. Let's get a nice bass sound on it. So I'm going to use Sublab as my favorite for bass. Get it in the right octave here. So now we just want to add like a different pattern or like articulation to it so it's not super redundant. Subnotes love to do bends here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pitch bend here. Sweet. So you get the idea. Basically, once we have a MIDI pattern or chord progression we like, we can use that chord progression and build off it to build our entire track. So Crux Chords is a super awesome way to kind of get a head start on that and get a chord progression that makes sense and sounds good musically with literally just typing a prompt, which I think is really cool. Every chord progression you're ever going to play has already been thought of. It's already been played. So I like to think of this as a nice shortcut to have music theory speak your language and just enter a natural prompt and get what you're looking for. So I'll link this down in the description. This actually is completely free for a year if you join our school community. So that's something to consider. Definitely worth it. Let me know what you guys want to see next in the comments. If it's a tutorial, if it's more stuff like this, plugin reviews, I'd be happy to do that for you guys. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Mark.